Well, g'day there, traders. I just wanted to bring you this Thursday afternoon market recap just to update you on what I'm looking at across the board on the three US financial markets. As you can see at the moment, the Dow Jones Industrial Average, as at the close on Thursday, again, it closed down 33 points. If I bring up those exponential moving averages, you can see for really the second consecutive day, we are closing below that 20 exponential moving average. So there is a very high possibility, once again, that we are going to definitively break this support area around 18,448 and move down towards that 18,306 area. Really just to sort of surmise what I was saying yesterday is that right now across the board on these financial markets, we're asking ourselves the question, is this a legitimate breakout? I.e., are we going to see long-term trend continuation? I.e., once again, the primary trend continue indefinitely up to the upside and break above most recently the swing highs in the month of August? Or is this going to be what we call a false or a fake breakout, which is going to very quickly reverse and continue back down in the opposite direction, i.e. bearish? For that to happen, we need to see that 50 exponential moving average get broken, and we need to take out this swing low at the beginning of August. Now, to bring up some fresh content for you, one of the markets which just simply hasn't confirmed the move, and generally what we want to look for, especially according to Dow theory, is, well, in conjunction with the industrial average, that is the Dow Jones Industrial Average, what is the transportational average telling us? Because, again, according to Dow theory, we want to see these markets confirm one another. We want to see these markets be breaking out to new all-time highs together, and we want to make sure that they are confirming the move of one of the other markets. Now, that simply just isn't the case. If I zoom out and show you the transportational average dating back to really late 2014, we put in the top up here just shy of 9,250. And since that all-time high, the transportational average is still in a bear market. So as the industrials have broken up and they have put in new 52-week highs, again taking out those 2015 levels, and again the S&P 500 doing the same thing, and of course the Nasdaq breaking up above that 5,250 area, the transportational average is still yet to break above, or at least establish a new macro higher high. If you take into consideration this high, we've got a lower high, again a lower high, another lower high, another lower high, and we got very close to establishing the first higher high, so a big clarification, higher high, but in fact we turned down for the month of July, and even since then in the month of August, as these markets, or as the three other US markets continue to push on up, albeit very nimbly, and make those fresh highs, the transportational average simply isn't doing it. As you can see right now, we have just established what appears to be that next rolling consecutive lower high. Now, this isn't confirmed. We have had triggers in the past to capitalize on a downward move, 7607 and 7460. This is that historical post-Brexit movement, which we saw across the board, where really global markets, for whatever reason, just skyrocketed, went parabolic to the upside. But again, that is sort of waned. It's sort of fizzled. And right now, we're finding resistance at that 8,025 area. We've got, again, some gravestone dojis. We've got another shooting star or gravestone doji, a perfect doji, and some bearish activity taking place on the transportational average. So what is it that I'm trying to say to you right now as I look at the transports and compare it to the industrial average? First of all, if you want to write this down, what you truly want to see, because what we're trying to sort of conduce from this information is, well, is this a legitimate breakout and the beginning of a trend across the board on the financial markets, not only on the US, but also globally? And for me to get really, I guess, excited about that and to really get behind it and to sort of jump on board myself is that I really want to see the transportational average break above these two swing highs over here in the month of March and also April. We may come on back up to 8,000, but I want a definitive close and a continuation roughly above, let me just remove or recalibrate this trigger, roughly above 8,177. Why is that important to me? The reason why it is important is because it will be effectively the first establishment or the establishing pattern of that first higher high, which is very important in terms of just basic price action structure, which lets us know of really the primary trend, what's happening, what's going on under the surface, and which is the big picture move, the big market move of longer term price action. If that doesn't happen, and if the transportational average doesn't confirm 8177, well then, again, this current move on the industrial average, we're going to have to pay very close attention to it, because the odds of a false breakout, right, go up exponentially. And even if this double top does confirm and the transportational average, I'm just going to write TA, it's not technical analysis, it is transportational average, doesn't make that higher high and it does turn down and start breaking technical support or structural support, well then again, this is most likely going to be some form of a false breakout. Now, again, I'm not saying that it is at this particular point in time, but really just what I want to see, again, just to clarify, is to finally see this really important connection, this really important relationship play out in terms of one of the markets confirming the other. And simply right now, as at the current junction has been since 2014, we have seen some very strong divergence. As the industrials continues to move higher, the transport continues to define a bearish trend. And again, it was only towards, the beginning of, or late 2014, the beginning of 2015, when we started to see the divergence in the transports turn down. The industrials tried to hold up, and that's really where it stagnated before we started to see these big gyrations in price currently with the industrial average as well. So it's something to be at least cognizant of and to think about, because simply right now, Dow theory, when applied to the transportational average and of course the industrial average, it simply just isn't really confirming one another, and it is a warning flag. It is the cautionary signal. And what happens around this level in the transports, and what happens around these respective areas on the industrials and also the S&P 500 and of course the Nasdaq up and around these all-time highs, is very important for the long-term trend continuation of these markets, or if in fact we are going to see a major primary reversal up and around these respective all-time highs. So I just wanted to share that with you as at the close on Thursday. Have a great evening, everybody. I'll be back with you over the weekend if you are in pro. If not, I'll see you next week for some more market updates. All the best, everyone. Goodbye.